Welcome to Seller Sessions. I am your host today, Sharon Evan, and today I am super, super excited to have Jamie from the Endgame Network here representing today Ship Savvy, right? Ship Savvy, still always representing Endgame as well. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm going good. I've been privileged to talk to you a couple of times this week. You were on the Endgame Network with us for our Christmas show, which was cool. And here we are again. Blessed to be in your presence, Sharon. Love talking to you.
Oh, do you know what, Jamie? I don't like a lot of people in this industry, but I really like you and Michael, and you guys. Like, I consider you guys actual friends, and you guys are. You know what I love about you guys? You're humans before you're anything else. Like, you actually genuine, caring people before you're like a service provider or anything on that level. So, I love and appreciate you both.
Same.
Cool. So, Jamie, we're going to talk today about, in general, we will talk today about master carton optimization and pallet optimization and why it's so important, and this amazing tool / software that you have spent 2.5 years plus creating. You've taken all of your experience pre-Amazon as well. And created this amazing tool that is, in my opinion, going to save a lot of people money and help them with their logistics. But before we do a little tutorial on how to use your tool and get to know it, I'd like for you to first, if we can just do an intro for the people that don't know you, and then give us a background to why master carton optimization, pallet optimization, etc., is so important for Amazon sellers specifically. That was
awesome.
A lot of stuff I just jumped on you.
I followed you. So my name's Jamie, obviously from Australia, Melbourne, Australia. I spent my whole working life, I'm 43 years old, spent my whole working life in the logistics business. We had a family logistics business. I took over that. And spent a lot of my time in trucks, logistics, containers, all that sort of thing. And we have 4 young children, or older children now, teenagers, but we had 4 young children at the time when my wife and I were like, I'm doing these long days and in the truck, and Australia is a very big and vast country, and you spend a lot of time away from home in trucks and stuff like that if you got long haul deliveries. And I was just like, I need to be able to do something where I can spend more time with the family and my wife and my kids. So my wife was at home, stay-at-home mum. We had 4 kids under 4 when our twins were born. It was pretty hectic.
Wait, you can't say 4 kids under 4 and just like keep going on about that. Like, that's, I know. That's like, you had 4 kids under the age of 4. Like, first of all, your wife like deserves a trophy, right? And a medal. And yes. Second of all, like, you both are crazy.
I know. I agree with everything that you just said. Yeah, it was full on. But you know what it's like with young kids and being a dad and everything like that. I wanted to spend more time at home. So Beck, my wife, she started researching, selling online, and we did a course and we learned how to sell on Amazon, like we all do. We get into it somehow and get introduced to it. And we had, as we all do, some testing products in the beginning that didn't quite work out, and then we got better at it. We're entrepreneurs at heart. Even if it was off Amazon, it was more logistics and family business. So we always had that drive, and we got a business partner involved in our Amazon business, which is still currently going. I'm still currently a seller, and we scaled and got some really good success early with some products, and that's a whole nother story. But it was really great. It was fantastic. And we saw an opportunity where, hang on, if this really works, I can take a step back from my role in the business with the trucks and stuff. And I was spending a lot of time in China. We had fragile products, quite expensive products. And from Australia, it's only about 7-hour flight. It's not long. It's sort of in our time zone as well. And so I would go over and load all the containers and do all the logistics side of things and just check things off, because it was cheap to get there. I was just there for 3-4 days, make sure everything got loaded correctly, and just made sure that process happened, because I was in the game and I knew that there could be things that go wrong in that process and the whole supply chain. So long story short, I was in that space, and containers and pallets and deliveries and all that sort of stuff. And when I got into the Amazon space, I was like, people aren't doing this right. This is not how it's supposed to be. It's kind of, but not really. People are leaving money on the table, and we didn't really think about a program or something to help sellers. We were just thinking to help ourselves in the beginning. We're like, I'm spending too much time trying to work out these why master carton optimization and pallets and all that sort of supply chain stuff for Amazon was important. Now, if you would agree, if you're an eBay seller or just an importer of anything, you've got no restrictions. You can fill pallets up. You can make cartons as heavy or whatever as you like. You can fill a container with sofas, refrigerators. It doesn't matter. Amazon have got, when we started selling on Amazon, all of a sudden thresholds came in. Size, weight, restrictions on different categories and weights and restrictions and all that sort of stuff. So all of a sudden now we've got products that need to fit within sizes that they dictate. And we've also got pallets that can't be over certain weights, and they only use certain size pallets when we're sending in our shipments from our 3PLs. So I'm like, whoa, this is like, I'm used to unloading like big, heavy pallets in my industry and all that sort of stuff. Now we've got these restrictions. So we spent time in China when we're developing our products, making sure our master cartons were optimized for sending into Amazon. So we were getting the maximum amount of units, maximum amount of weights, not going over. But at the same time, you can imagine trying to work out how many go into a master carton of your particular product, but then making that fit to the pallet restriction was doing our heads in, and it just took too long. So Ship Savvy was born off the back of that idea. Me and another business partner and my wife, Rebecca, were like, we've got to have that. We're in the world of technology. Like there's got to be something where sellers at home can just input products and it can go blah and do it for you. But little did we know that that was going to be like a 2-year journey because it's quite complex.
There's so much that goes into it.
There's so much that goes into it and so many things that you have to consider. But we got there, and we've got this pretty cool tool, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, and it's going to save people time and money. Like you said, the reason why it's going to save you money is shipments into Amazon from 3PLs are expensive, and also storage is expensive. And prep fees and labeling and receiving fees are expensive. So getting all these pieces of the puzzle right, it's not sexy. People don't like that about the Amazon space. They love I'm just going to ring a supplier, let them do it all for me. I'm going to ring a freight forwarder, let them do it for me. But as we saw this year, Sharon, supply chain was a debacle and shipping was a debacle, and everyone had to start. It came to the surface, right? Yeah. It started coming to the surface, and people were like, I think I need to optimize my stuff, or I need to learn about shipping and all that. So I knew about this prior. People are now starting to pay attention to it because 3PLs are charging. If you're selling hundreds and hundreds of units a day, or even doing product research, you need to know if things are going to be viable for you in your Amazon business and supply chain for Amazon. So that's Ship Savvy's backstory, why we did it. And we knew the importance that it would save people money that they didn't know they were going to be saving. Yeah. Sellers that are using the program at the moment are going, geez, if I had known this a couple of years ago, I've spent all this money on storage, I could have been doing it for this much. Yeah. But then that made me think, well, hang on, if you've been selling for 2 years, why can't someone who's looking at a product for the first time have the benefit and the comfort of having something optimized for the start as well? So that's what the was. Yeah.
I remember watching one of your videos. You guys have an amazing Facebook group, you and Michael, called the Endgame Network, and you guys go live there every couple of weeks. And I remember on one of them, I was listening in, and I think I saw a photo of you in a container or outside of a container. And I was listening to the story. I think I could have gotten it wrong, and you'll correct me. But I think what you did, or what you told them, was you took all the cartons back out and it was something like that, right? It was like they did whatever they did with the, and then you saw too much space in the in the container. And I think you re-optimized it yourself. Can you tell that story?
Yeah, so
that's like part of it. Yep.
Yeah, it is part of it. And I used to go over there for that process, because when you're ordering, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock, if it doesn't go in the container the way it's supposed to, there's going to be stock left behind. And you know what? We understand I understand as a logistics person, that freight forwarders will be here to say, hang on a minute, containers can bulge, boxes can be, have blowout, and suppliers may, have a centimeter or two. If you're loading like a 40-foot container and there's like 2 centimeters blowout because the product's bulged out in your cases, like, you're not going to get everything in. But we did the best we could for the supplier to have perfect, strong master cartons, pack them in a certain way. And in the beginning, when we used to go, I used to order more than a container. The reason why I did that, it would only be a couple hundred units. And I told them at the start, not all these are going to go, but we're going to test out. I'm going to test out. I was up on the forklift, like loading them in, because these guys were quite small and I needed to get up there and give them a hand. And we were going to find out exactly how many went in with a configuration, leave some behind for the next container. But we know now that we needed to order this many. I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. With the demo. But it is super important, Sharon. And you know what? As you start scaling, and you would know that when you start ordering in container loads, it's a lot of money in the table. Like, shipping is the middle third of your business. When you think about it, like, PPC is important, listings are important, all the things that we know and we love, and the photos and all that. But a big component
supply chain and the shipping
is the ugly stuff, where people, they're trying to skimp and save and here and there and that with the PPC, and I'm dialing and I'm doing my bids and campaigns aren't working and blah, blah, blah. And they're trying to get that dollar and that bid, but now it's $1. But hang on a minute, you just blew like $500 on storage.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know about it. It's not your fault, but it's not bringing into the forefront of people's mind.
Like all that people are worried about, or people are so worried about, and you should, it's part of it. It's important that you understand PPC and how to actually market your product in the first place. But what about actually optimizing your costs in the first place? Which is obviously the manufacturing of it, the logistics of shipping, etc. Making sure that, I had a product recently switched from one supplier to a different supplier, and through a sourcing agent. And it's a type of, let's just say it's like a type of band. It's not a band, but let's just say let's just say like a belt of some sort. Okay. And it goes inside of a tiny little bag, and then that goes inside of a box. Okay. And we made the product a tiny bit smaller, not a lot, like a couple of I think it was like 1.5 centimeters, something like that smaller. And the bag was still the same. And it was actually the sourcing agent who had the sample, and she was like, hey, I think that we can actually make this box like quite a bit smaller, to a fact where like there's no space for anything. It just goes straight into it. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's send me the sample. And then you see the 2 boxes, and there's quite a bit there. We can fit so many more units inside of a carton, which saves so much money in the long run, because you can fit so many more units inside of the carton, which then means so many more units inside of the container. And that's the stuff that people should be thinking about before they even think about the marketing of the product.
It's important. And like I just said to you, people are now saying, I wish I had this tool earlier. The beauty of it is that every seller now has an opportunity, whether you're validating, whether you're doing product research, to get your samples, to get your packaging and put them through the optimizers that we have in our program, and have a look if it's viable, or have a look at because the message from us is take control back of your supply chain. Don't leave it up to suppliers. When a supplier says, hey, we get 12 in, what does that mean? Like we got that told to us all the time, and it just didn't make sense to me, because it doesn't work for Amazon. It doesn't work for Amazon pallets. It doesn't work for my storage. Why would I put 12 in there when I could probably put 17 or 16 or 14, or change the box size and I'm getting so much more units and I'm saving on storage. We had a situation just not long ago where our 3PL, he's fantastic. I love him, and we get along great. And I actually put one of our master cartons through one of our optimizers, and he'd always stacked 15 cartons on a pallet. But my program was saying I could get 16 on. Now, it was a little bit of back and fro because there was so much stock in the warehouse. This 1 month was going to be $1,000 off the bill. And I didn't want to send him the Ship Savvy stuff. We hadn't launched yet. He knew about it, but I didn't want to be that person where I say, hey, this is what it should be. But it got to a point where I was like, man, it does work. He's like, it doesn't work. I'm saying it does work. It doesn't work. I said, all right. So I took screenshots. I did everything. I'll show you what it looks like later. And I sent it through to him. And he's like, he sent me back all these photos with our product stacked how I had it, measuring tapes. It was all within Amazon thresholds. He goes, you're right. And he took $1,000 off our bill.
Wow.
That's why we built the program.
Yeah.
That's why we built the program. And people are seeing this. So there's many advantages. Yeah.
I think that this is so I'm excited for you to show. Okay. So because this is a podcast, I just want to tell if anyone is listening to this on the podcast, I encourage you to find this video, the video version of this, either on Seller Sessions YouTube channel or my YouTube channel, the Sharon Evan YouTube channel, because from here onwards, Jamie will do his best to explain what he's doing, but you actually need to see the tool. So I encourage you guys to go back and watch it. And obviously there's quite a few people that also will already be watching. So Jamie,
I'll try my best.
I think it's time for you. If you could share your screen, and are we gonna use my example of a box?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll just get all this ready and let's use your example. Okay. So basically, everybody, this is the dashboard of Ship Savvy, which is the master carton optimizer for our Amazon products. In essence, there is 4 optimizers, but let's just keep it super simple for today. There's a lot of video content and stuff like that in the program. If you ever are looking at doing something with Ship Savvy, that will help you guide you along the way. But in essence, the master carton optimizer here is the cornerstone feature of the program, where we take your product, your Amazon product, and Sharon, if you want to hold up the product that we're going to be doing. So this was, I believe, a product of an ex-student or something. Sharon doesn't sell the product anymore, but
no, this is not. Okay. This is a hooded towel. This is a hooded towel box, and it probably wasn't optimized the best because it's a small product. It could have been in a smaller box, but this is a box. It's not sold anymore. It's from like 3 years ago.
Okay, so what we're going to do is that box is, look, it's not small. You know, people sell some pretty small products, but you know, it's a pretty reasonable sized product. But what you'll find is the supplier will say to you, Sharon, okay, you've designed the package. It's, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you'll say, okay, how many do I get in a carton? The supplier will tell you blah, 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 and leave it at that. And that's your done. You know, your master carton's that size. However, that goes onto a pallet, that's going to probably be up to the 3PL or your freight forwarder at the US or wherever you're selling when they get this thing and try and make it work on a pallet. But they'll probably just slap it together and say, hey, you get 10 boxes on there and it's going into storage and you've got 13 pallets. And everyone goes, okay, cool.
Yep, that's true.
Right? That's what we do. So with Ship Savvy, what we're going to do, this here is a product render, a 3D render of Sharon's product. Now we've got to create it. We've got to create that box, recreate it. So there's a few things that we need to go through. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. But first thing is you need to input a brand that you have or whatever you want to do. So when you save the product in the system, it's got somewhere to assign it to. That's the only reason. I've created FBA alphas for today for obvious reasons. And we're going to call it a pillow. Let's call it a pillow. So it needs to have a product name so you know what it is. Now, in the program, we've got centimeters or inches, kilos or pounds. The currency is what you're dealing with your supplier, whether you're from India, if it's USD, Australia, wherever you're from. So when you put in the amount of what your product costs from your supplier, we can tell you how many units and what the value of your carton is. It's pretty straightforward. Something to note is we also do oversized cartons, oversized products. So if your product is an oversized product in Amazon, if it's over 25 inches, because 25 inches is the biggest on any one length that you can have a master carton in Amazon. Again, what I said earlier, thresholds, and 50 pounds is as heavy as you can go with your master carton. If it's over that, tick yes. and we'll build that for you. As long as it fits on the pallet, an Amazon pallet, we'll build your oversized cartons for you as well. I won't talk about this today, but this is more for retail and boxes inside boxes inside boxes, but I won't complicate things. So now we measured this before the show, Sharon. So I've got dimensions. You took out a ruler and you measured 26 centimeters.
I did.
As you can see, the box in here is now going to start morphing into the shape of the product. By 18.8, that's what it was, by 9. Okay, so now we have Sharon's packaging.
We do.
Okay, 26 by 9 by 18. What we need to do is we need to have 3 things that you need to know. We've got some default things in here around pallets, and I'm going to try and keep it simple, but the pallet base height is the actual wooden pallet when it makes its way to a 3PL or wherever it's stored, or you're sending in pallet loads to Amazon, however you're storing things. Amazon include the height of that pallet in the height of the threshold. Some people don't understand or know that that happens. And also the weight of that wooden pallet, they also accumulate. So we've got 2 default settings here, 15 kilos or 30 pounds roughly, or 12 centimeters or 5 inches. That's sort of industry standard. If you wanted to go smaller and talk to your freight forwarder about, or your 3PL about getting thinner pallets, that's something that you're going to need to discuss with them. But if you go with these default settings, you're going to get a really good idea. So now we just put in the product weight. Sharon, I think you said it was a kilo. And also the product price, let's make it up $8, right?
Yep.
So now we are ready to go. This is the product. We've input the product weight, the price, the size, the pallet base height. Now, there's one last thing you need to talk to your supplier about, and that is the cardboard thickness of your actual shipping carton, your master carton. The reason why is cardboard is heavy, and we need to accumulate that because when Amazon weigh these things, cardboard's heavy. If you've got 10, 12, 15 cartons on a pallet, it's going to weigh something. So it's a drop-down menu. We go from 2 millimeters thick up to 8 millimeters. Ask your supplier a question. Is it 4 mil, 5 mil? And in our calculation, we account for all size thicknesses. We've got a metric that we use, a cubic meter of cardboard, and we've weighed all different cardboards manually. And this is all done for you. You don't need to think. You just need to tell us how thick it is, whether it's double corrugated, fluted, however it is. We've got it really, really close. We've tested all cardboard thicknesses. And so when you calculate this, it's all done for you. You don't have to think about the size of the pallet, the height of the pallet, the weight of the master carton, the size of the master carton. When you press calculate now, it's going to design the whole lot for you without you needing to think. Now, as I said earlier to you, Sharon, off air, ShipSavvy's, we'll talk about a little bit later how to access the program, but we keep it at a reasonable price. And we use a token system. So this whole calculation will cost you about $2 with a token. You get 20 tokens when you sign up to the program. It's heaps. And if you need to replenish tokens, you can do it at any point in time. This used to take me 4, 5, 6 hours on a factory floor to try and work this out because the algorithm that is happening in the background is quite extraordinary. So it asks you to check the data. If it's correct, press yes, use a token, bang. What's happening now? Hundreds and hundreds hundreds of different combinations and different shapes and sizes of the master carton with Sharon's product are being created. At the same time, the pallet is being optimized as well for the same master carton. So it's checking, does that master carton fit good on that pallet? Does that master carton fit good on that pallet? Which ones are the best? And it's going to start spitting out the best 7 results. And we are pretty much done.
There it is. Less than 20 seconds. It was about less than 20 seconds.
Less than 20 seconds. And now we can have a look at some high level information. So now I am looking at here 7 master cartons and their sizes, the weights of them, how many products are in the master carton. So Sharon's actual pillow that she was holding up, this is how many are fitting in the master carton. The value, how do we know that? You told us the value. How many master cartons on a pallet, which is really important, which I'm going to talk to you about in a sec. And then also how many products are on a pallet for shipping into Amazon or storage. Before we go to look at them, Here's the data. 20 products in a master carton is the best fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you remember it was 1 kilo, right? So we can still put another one in, but then the shape of it changes. It's all about best fit. So if I put 1 or 2 more in, that might not even equate to how many, and it's not, because the way the program works, it gets the maximum in a carton for the maximum on a pallet. So if I put 2 more in, it wouldn't be in this result. It'd be way off because it wouldn't fit on a pallet potentially. So we need to now make a decision in our business, or if we're doing product validation, which one am I going to pick? Am I going to pick 20 with 360? But look at this, 12 is 360.
Yeah.
But 18, the shape of that box, is 324, which is quite significant for storage. But also handling fees. If I choose 12, I'm now paying $3 to receive, $2 something to prep for every carton. I'm dealing with 30 boxes instead of 18.
18, yeah.
So I'm spending a lot of money where I don't have to be. What about if my supplier told me, hey guys, we get 18 in our carton of that pillow? And I go, okay, thanks. But I'm at 324. I'm not at 360 if they had to just put 2 more in. Now, what it does is quite extraordinary. You can press on any one of these view buttons and you get some really cool data. You get to see 3D render of the master carton that it's built, right? This is all the products. These are the 20 pillows that Sharon had in her hand. And this is the Amazon pallet. All these lines that you see is Amazon threshold. This is an Amazon pallet, and this is Amazon pallet thresholds, heights, everything, weights. It doesn't go over. You don't even have to think about it. You can unpack it to see what it looks like.
Wait, I have a question, Jamie, for what we're saying. I didn't understand this earlier. So on the, I hope I understood it now. On the left-hand side, we have an image of the way the product should be packaged inside of the carton in order to fit the 20 in. Is that right?
Yep. That's your 20 pillows in a master carton. That's your master carton.
Yeah. So that master carton, but it shows me how I can fit 20 in, doesn't it? I mean,
correct.
If we changed it to 18 pieces, would the way that, okay, I get it. What about
like
12? Can we do a visualize on the 12?
So 12 looks totally 12 looks totally different.
Yeah. Okay. This is
12 looks like
amazing
that.
Stuff. Yeah.
So like the supplier might say to you, Sharon, we put 12 in. And you go, cool. But remember what 360? So 360 still fits with 12 because of that shape. It allows it, but you got 30 cartons to deal with and 30 times receiving, prep, and labeling if you're storing in 3PLs, right?
Yeah.
So they're all different sizes. 15, let's look at 15's 360 as well. Right. So that's a pretty cool build, but again, more cartons. So if we're talking about 1%ers, look, if you were getting 18 from your supplier, it's not really good. You're not storing as many as you could. It's 36 more units on a pallet. If you're talking about a 40-foot container of these things, you're talking about a lot more pallets than you should be paying for storage if you were putting 18. Yeah. If you're being told 18 without using our program, how could you ever know that you could get 360? You could never do it in your wildest dreams. You just wouldn't be able to do it. It's too hard to work out.
So this then tells you also, in order to fit 20 in, you need to have this size of master carton, right?
That's exactly right. So here is your 20. Let me just repack it.
Because most people don't even ask the supplier, well, what is the size of the master cartons, or what are the options that you have with master cartons? They just say, okay, no problem, thank you, and that's it.
Well, this is why we built this, so we can help sellers around the world take control back of their shipping. So on the left is the master carton result. Carton size, weight, products inside, value. We chose 4 mil thickness. The product value is $8 a unit, 1 kilo, and that's the product size that you held in your hand. This is the render of that carton.
Yeah.
Over here.
And this is the carton that you would need to have in order to fit 20 in.
Exactly. It's exactly And then I tell my supplier, please make my master carton like this. Please put 20 in there.
Mm.
And then on this side is the pallet, right? And it's how many cartons on a pallet, the weight. It's not over 680 kilos of Amazon. It's all to threshold. How many units on there? The value of your pallet, product weight, actual product weight. This is an important one. Cubic meters when you're shipping or when you're storing, if you've been charged by cubic meters. Pallet base weight, we said 15 kilos, and pallet base height's 12 centimeters. So remember when we put in the 12 centimeters, it's there.
Yeah.
Because Amazon include that. This gray line is the Amazon limit. If you go over that, you'll be booked. You'll be charged. You'll be penalized. They'll give you warnings.
Yeah.
If you go outside it, you'll be asked to reduce it next time, or you might even get fees.
Yeah.
We build these for this all in the lines.
This is next level stuff what we're seeing here. This is the stuff that no one does. And it can save you thousands of dollars. And it's this is amazing.
All right. So to keep it punchy, what happens from here? You can save your results. You can save as many results as you want. There's a really cool part of the software up here called My Metrics, and it shows you how many tokens you got available, how many product saves you've got available, and how many MCO database saves available. What does that mean? If you're doing product research, if you're not sure if you want to sell this product yet, but you're wanting to compare, and this is a perfect time to talk about what you said earlier, Sharon. What happens if I make my box smaller or I can reduce it? You can go through the Master Carton Optimizer, see if it gives a better result as you start shrinking your packaging or making sure that you're happy with the size, what tier you're in, and then you can compare. How do you compare? Save it. You've got two options. Save it to your saved brand in a product storage hub, which I'm going to take you to in a minute, or save it to your MCO, Master Carton Optimizer database, which is just a list of these results that you can go to anytime and see those 3D renders. If you want to save it into your products or your brands from there later, you can. You can. There's no problem.
I just want to say for people who may not think about this, I know you didn't make ShipSavvy for what exactly I'm about to say, but it also does this. Like I said earlier, that the supplier came back and said, well, we can make this box like a centimeter or 2 centimeters smaller. And so for some people doing something like that, a lot of people may have been selling a product for like 4 years, right? Before COVID happened, before all this shit's gone down when it comes to logistics. And especially the older sellers, you could go back and look at, well, wait a minute, is my packaging, my actual product packaging optimized in the first place for Amazon? And then you can go and have a look at, well, if my product is this small and my packaging is this big, which is way too big, I could have it smaller. Then use ShipSavvy to understand the difference between how many more units you can fit in, how many more units you can send it at once. And that way you're not only saving money on the shipping because you've optimized that as to the best of your ability, but you can also save money obviously possibly on Amazon as well.
Size
with
tier.
the FBA fees. Yep, size tiers. And the thing is that I probably am going to do this as well now because I feel like I could be guilty of this for some products too. But many of us, especially the older sellers, the ones that have had products, that are older than just 2 years, not something that's recently. Many of us are probably guilty of not optimizing anything to the Master Carton level, to the Pallet level, to Amazon tier levels, to everything. And what I like about this is that I can also save to, you gave two options, right? The one that on the left to the MCO database, where I could put in the same product in different packaging as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
If I'm thinking about changing the packaging, okay, let's do the opposite. You know what? Let's give an opposite example. I sell a product. I'm making this scenario up. Let's say I sell this product and it comes with this very simple packaging. And I've decided that I want to change part of the USP that I want to add to it is I want to change the packaging. Okay. The packaging is going to be a little bit heavier or a little bit bigger or whatever it may
Yep.
be. I
Yep.
could also, even though maybe you didn't make Ship Savvy for this, but I would use this for it. I could also
Yep.
go in and put in those new dimensions into Ship Savvy before I make that decision to do it.
Exactly.
And then I can say, well, wait a minute. If I do make this decision on an Amazon level, because I think it's going to help me to get more clicks or to get more conversion, or it's going to up my reviews or whatever. First of all, let me understand how much more money it's going to cost me, like in the end, not just how much more money, like 20 cents more for this packaging. Also, how much more money is it going to cost me on a shipping level? How much more money is it going to cost me on a storage level? Because maybe that extra 2 centimeters or the weight that's added to it is actually going to cost me a lot more money or less money. And then I have to also figure out, well, then how much do I have to sell this product for? You know what I mean? Like, it's a never ending story.
Sharon,
you can use Ship Savvy for so many things. I'm being blown away right now.
No, but we did build it for that.
Cool. Amazing.
It wasn't not built for that. It was built to before you go through it all, check.
Yeah. That's
we built
amazing.
it for that. Yeah.
Because now I can make an actual educated decision on making a change, for example, all the way down to even recently, someone I know, Stuart, he took his product, I think it was like 18 centimeters or 17 centimeters, and he made his product, I think it was like 14 centimeters instead, right? Mm-hmm. Which then the packaging was a lot smaller instead. He was like, you don't understand how many more units I am now able to send into Amazon, you know, compared to the past. And no one thinks about this stuff. And you can, before you make that decision, you can use this.
Can you imagine in the last 2 years how many demos I've done in testing?
That's insane.
I know. I know what people like. We've had beta testers along with the ride for us, like big sellers helping us out while we're building. They have been blown away, and sometimes like needing to have a drink because of how much money they've wasted, right?
Yeah.
They've needed, because they're like, I've been paying for the last 2 years this much in storage when I could have been paying that. I don't want to know about it, but thank you, I'll fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you think about it I know we're scooting all over the place from product research to advanced seller. It's for everybody. But if you think about advanced seller looking for an exit, if you're getting all these gains from the start, now you're talking 3x multiples for exits that you should have been having on your bottom line.
That's true.
So this is where it's really important. Okay.
Ship Savvy really is also, it is all about the bottom line, because
it is.
It's getting to the, because sometimes it could be a matter of saving you, I don't know, 50 cents per unit, or I don't know, $20 per carton or whatever it may be. And then you look at how many cartons you sent in an entire year, how much money that has gone down the drain. This is amazing.
I know people are going to ask this question, so I just want to answer it real quickly before we move on to here. And people are going to ask about squashable products, and I'll talk to you about that. So if you've got products like T-shirts, backpacks, pillows, anything that squashes, what you should do, this is the hack that we talk about in Ship Savvy, because obviously computers don't know how to squash. Right? They don't know how to squash. So what you do is, if you've got a pillow, let's call it a pillow, measure the pillow as it would be in a box. Put that into Ship Savvy. It'll spit out the best master carton and pallet build, as you just saw. Pick the one with the best carton build on the pallet. Least amount of cartons, big boxes, really nice big boxes. Go to your supplier and say, hey, I know I can fit 10 pillows, but I know they're squashable. I'm sure you can squish another 2 or 3 in. This is the box that it needs to be. Get the pillows, put it in, make sure it doesn't go over weight of Amazon, and let me know. But the box needs to stay like this, because the box calculation is what people can't do. It's too hard to do. Yeah. So if you've got the perfect pallet build, use that. Just squish more products in and don't go overweight. That's the hack for squashable products.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
all right.
That's very, very good advice there.
All right. So let's move along so people don't get too weary. So basically, depending on your size tier and your subscription, you can have 1 brand, 3 brands, 5 brands, whatever you got. Like this, for demo purposes, I've got 3 brands: Endgame Network, Amazon FBA Alphas, and Ship Savvy. So this is my 3 brands in ShipSavvy. When I do optimized results, I can save my optimized results to any one of my brands, right? Because I've got them saved in here. You can create a brand here, or you can create a brand when you do a master carton optimizer result by putting in the brand name at the top. But that's cool. So Amazon Alphas, FBA Alphas, let's go to the brand. So these are my 3 brands. I want to go to the brand. And when we go to the brand, we're going to see all the products in the brand. Now, I know that's only one, but we just thought for demonstration purposes. Here's my FBA Alphas brand, and we sell a grey backpack.
Amazing.
What I wanted to do when we created this is, I said to you, Sharon, I wanted to have a product specification page. I wanted to have a product storage hub where, you know what it's like, suppliers or freight forwarders or 3PLs want something from you. And it's, where's the grey backpack stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just come here, right? Click on the grey backpack, and all that 3D imagery and the renders and all that product information and a few other things I'll show you are saved for you for the life of the product in your brand. You can save your ASIN, your SKU, and everything that you saw from that optimized token that you used that took 20 seconds, you have all the time. Right? It's here for you in your brands. This is all the high level master carton details. So if anyone needs anything, you just come here. It's got everything. For your pallet specifications, if you're ever dealing with pallets, everything is here. Supplier information for this product. Where are you sourcing it from? Who do you deal with? Quick, bang, it's here. What about all the stuff that goes with this product? EANs, UPCs, product imagery, insert cards, artwork, warranty cards, all your shipping labels for your master cartons, anything you want, you can download and save it here. So it's all in one place. So you just come to your brand, come to your product, and everything at a high level is here for you.
So this also helps me. Let's just say, for an example, I move from one supplier to another supplier, right?
Yep.
I don't need to go through all of this again. I just send them this and I say, this is how it needs to be done. This is how it needs to be shipped.
I never thought of that. That's cool, because I didn't think of that. And that's super cool. Yes, you could do that. This is how the deal works. Bang.
Yep.
You can download screenshots, so you can put them in different positions. You can unpack things to show them how things do and send them screenshots, emails, whatever you want to do, right? It's all here. So that token that you used, don't waste it. Save it in the database. When you decided that you're going to pull a trigger on a product, or if it's an actual product, save it here to your brands. You can bring them across. You don't need to do it again. Yeah. You've done it. All right. The last thing I want to show you is, which is really, really cool, which is our order creation. So as you can imagine, now we've got 3 brands. We had Endgame Network, FBA Alphas, and a ShipSavvy brand for the demo. We want to create a new order. This is for orders like from your suppliers, reordering and making things a lot easier. Because whenever I do POs and I have to work out all my containers or this and that, bits and pieces, what products I want to do, it is pain. It's a pain. It's a calculator and a pen and paper, and it's sometimes hours to work it all out. So if you ship loose master cartons or on pallets, you can choose either one. And then after that, we give you the 8 most standard containers that are in circulation in supply chain. So here they are for you to make a decision. Now, if you don't ship full containers, don't stress. Just pick a little one, right? And I'll show you what you can do. But this gives you an overview of the cubic meters in each of the 8 standard containers that are circulating around the world. How many cubic meters and how many Amazon pallets fit in there? How do I know how many Amazon pallets fit in there? You created it. You optimized it. So if you want to send pallets, you can. Let's pick a 20-foot standard and let's do a demo and an order. Now what's going to show up is my 3 brands: Alphas, Network, ShipSavvy, and the products that I've got in there. It's there. They're the products. The grey backpack, the blue coffee mug, Endgame Network, got the raw deal. ShipSavvy sells microphones, headphones, studio lights, headphones. And now all you need to do is, they could be from one supplier, they could be from multiple suppliers. You can do whatever you want. You can do one order for one supplier, one order for another supplier. Let's go ShipSavvy microphone. Let's go FBA backpack is from the same supplier there, and the pink headphones. Bang. So they're the selections. Next, the order form is done. It's all pre-populated with the products that you've selected. All the data in the back end that you did with your optimization result is saved. Cubic meters, pallet volumes, MC volumes. The only thing that's editable on this page, Sharon, is these fields here where you need to order by master cartons, not by products. We want to encourage optimization. Order by carton. Don't order by product. So when I change
Can you explain that, Jamie, for the people? I know what you mean, but can you explain it for the people that I want to just give an intro to what you're about to say. So a lot of people will say, I had so many, do you remember when Clubhouse was a thing? I had debates on this with people.
Right.
And so people will be like, so order 1,000 units or order 5,000 units or ask for blah, blah, blah. And then people like you and I come in, we say, well, no, order the amount of units you need that makes sense on a shipping level as well. So can you explain what you mean by that?
So we know here at a really quick snapshot that this gray backpack in the FBA Alphas brand fits 16 units in a master carton. It says it there. Products per MC. So every time I put one carton here, I'm going to get 16 units. So if I want around 200 units, let's just put in 20 cartons and see what happens, right? It's 320. Let's go 15. Okay, I'm at 240. This is the really important thing, right? Here, we show you what it would look like in equivalent to palletization. I know we're shipping loose. We're shipping loose in the container. But when it gets to the US, if you put in here, let's call it 70 cartons, because you got a big order coming up, 1,100 units, you're going to get 3.1 pallets. How do I know that? You've got the pallet build in your Ship Savvy program. So we can go down to 3 equal pallets. And I can say to my 3PL, hey, you're going to get 66 cartons. You're going to get 1,056 units. Please have 3 pallets ready for when it arrives. And what I want you to do is put 3 pallets into storage, but one of them I'll send into Amazon with a shipping plan because I need inventory. It may get split up. We understand Amazon have been a bit crazy and not letting full pallets go through. But hey, I've got 2 full pallets in storage. I haven't got 2.1 pallets in storage. I've got 2 full pallets. I haven't got 1.8 pallets in storage and paying for wasted space. I've got 2 full pallets. So you can order by master carton, and what we tell you is how many pallets will look like at the other end. It's cool. And it's also got the cubic meters accumulating. So let's just put some numbers in. 59 and 10. I don't know what that looks like, but here we go. Freight forwarder, bang. Save it, download it, send it to them. I want 1,056, 1,475, 240. I'm sending 12.17 cubic meters. This is how many cartons, but look at that. It's 2.9. Let's go up a carton. 3. Look at that. There's only 240 units. Let's make it a full pallet. All right. So when it gets there, we've got a full pallet in storage. Bang. 18 cartons, 432. Wow. You told us how much your product was. So this is the value. So my PO is going to cost me 38 grand, 754. If you want to change your mind on the size of the container, if you're doing full containers, bang. Here are all the 8 options that we showed you at the start. All the reference points of how many cubic meters, if you want to change and go up in order size. It's quite powerful. It's quick. It's quick. I need this many units. Bang.
It's extremely powerful.
You can save it to your orders. When you save it to your orders, once you save an order, it's really cool here in our metrics. It tells you how many pallets you've ever shipped, even if they're not pallets, but pallets worth. Total volume, 98 cubic meters. I've sent $207,000 worth of stock. I've sent 901 master cartons in my journey, and I've sent 1,328 products. It's just a cool little snapshot of every order that you've done.
That's amazing. I have a quick question.
Yes.
What about, so Ship Savvy is mostly helpful for sea shipping. It doesn't help people that also do, or well, it can actually also help air shipping, right? On a master carton level.
On a master carton level, if you're only dealing with master cartons, as we know, Amazon only let 150 units into a cart.
True.
You can't put any more in there. So
Mhm.
if you've got something small and you're getting 80 units in there and you think that you're getting enough, maybe the master carton could be a little bit bigger and you get more units. It's less handling, less receiving, packing fees, all that sort of stuff, 3PLs or freight forwarders that are charging you. You can have an optimized master carton at that level to send air freight. So it will help on the master carton level.
Yeah.
But really, I think where the really big wedge is,
Of course,
is the shipping. The shipping. And that was a really good example, the product that you held up. And as we know, there's heaps of different product sizes. Like I've done testing for like years and years on this thing, and there's some amazing results where like there is literally hundreds of differences on pallets and stuff. Like it just gets really crazy. You could this is just a little camera box, right? There's like, I think I put this through as like 60 down to 42. So between 42 and 60, there's top 7 results. How could you even possibly think about doing that in your head? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful. I think it gives people confidence. What I'm proud of is it gives the new sellers confidence, because this is a pretty high level conversation. And
you also when we started talking today before we started filming, I was like, hey Jamie, I've been listening to your voice for the last 30 minutes because I was also going through your educational videos in Ship Savvy so that I could understand Ship Savvy better, even though if I already know this stuff, and I definitely didn't know as much as I learned from watching the stuff, but even if I thought I knew something, when I was watching or when I was listening to the videos you had in there, I was like, that's important. Oh, I didn't think about that. So you also, even if you don't understand anything that we just spoke about, you guys also have educational videos in there.
We've also got a Facebook group. Anyone who's a customer comes in there. People have been posting questions. I've been helping. My business partner's been helping. So yeah, like we're just hands-on. We want to help people. Don't think that once you're in or you got a bit of a tricky question or a scenario that you just left on your own, because that's not what we want to happen. We understand that this is an area of topic for people that is pretty scary sometimes, shipping. Yeah. But I think if you can get your head around the tool, which I think you will after a few attempts, that'll give you so much more confidence as an Amazon seller. Like you are optimized to like the highest level, even higher than some of the experienced sellers, like you said, that don't even look at it. So go in with confidence in your business that you are optimized. You are having maximum gains in supply chain. You're not getting ripped off from a freight forwarder, or you're not getting ripped off from a 3PL. You can have confidence. That's what I'm proud of, to help the smaller sellers. But I know at a higher level, because we've dealt with people that are at a higher level, massive, like, oh my God, I'm getting 300 units more in a container, or I've been paying this much for storage. It's just crazy. Thank you, but don't really want to look.
I did write this question for myself to ask. I feel like we've answered it, but I want you to answer it anyway. Yeah. Who does this tool help, and where in their Amazon journey? Because it's not only, it can help anyone in their Amazon journey, right? Not just high level sellers. It can help anyone.
You know me, I hate pitching, right? I hate pitching. Yep. I only back things that will help people. I feel 100%. Strongly about this program because I know it will help people. It's not like I'm not saying anything about software tools, but they're all out there and everyone's doing their thing, and that's cool. And I love that, but there's nothing like this on the market. And the reason why there's nothing on the market,
and also nothing for Amazon. There's a difference.
That's right. Yeah.
For Amazon specifically.
So I hate pitching, but you know what? If you sell on Amazon and you don't put your product, if you don't put what you're selling through, and you said it yourself, you're now going to go and have a look at some of your products and see what it spits out. Right? But if you don't put your product through this thing, you'll never know how much money you could have saved. So it's for everyone.
Yeah.
It's getting it right from the start, and it's getting it right as a seller to optimize.
That's what I was going to say. It's also getting it right from the start, from the very beginning, from even the product research level as well. Think about it. I don't know, maybe you did notice this. You have so much stuff in there. Like even on a cash flow level, I can go and let's just say if I have to make a choice between 2 products, for example, right? Let's just say I'm a new seller and I need to make a choice between a bigger product, a smaller product, whatever it is. And I know how many units I need to order on an Amazon level from doing a lot of research on how much I expect to be selling. And then I obviously will look at my lead time, etc. All of that, let's just say I know. But if I can also optimize it to the T when it comes to the master carton level, and now that we all have to use 3PLs because we didn't need to use 3PLs before necessarily, etc., I can also make an educated decision according also to my cash flow, right, as well, how much money I actually have on which product to go through as well, because I think ShipSavvy will also help you with that as well. So I think this tool is remarkable. And anyone that watches me, and you also know this about me, I am like so anti many of the softwares out there. I feel like a lot of people are like taking advantage, is just trying to make the same tool that everyone has, just in a different way, a different name, branded differently. But I really like, I would never even, I've never bought anyone on here to talk about anything like this. And the only reason that I wanted to do this is because I'm so passionate about this subject that you're speaking about, not as you, I'm going to get a little bit more educated so I can be as passionate as you, that I think that this tool is just going to help a lot of people, especially people that have multiple products as well, multiple products, to optimize their logistics to the best of their ability. Because before this tool, no one would be doing this, I don't think, unless they're crazy like you.
Because I was super excited about this interview, I must say, because I know you think about this level, and I can relate with you, and we can have a good conversation about it, and try and help people understand this level of conversation, which is great. I was excited about this call. What I want to say is that ShipSavvy is the more things that you think about. You just thought about things that I didn't think about. Like, I know it's there, but everyone's going to have a different take on it. You know, the perfect example was before you said, I'm going to put the things in before I make a decision. Should I make this smaller? Should I make it bigger? Is it worth it? Am I going to get the gains? Check.
Yeah.
Cash flow. I'm doing a bigger product. I'm doing a smaller product. Wow. I know I'm going to sell 300 or 400 of these a month, but that's like 12 pallets. That's a lot of gear. It's a big product. Maybe I'll go to the one that's only on one pallet and this one, and I've still got good margin, and I'll go there until I build the brand up a bit. And I get some cash flow in my business to go to that other product that you looked at ShipSavvy and went, well, that's an expensive supply chain. It's optimized, but there's a lot of pallets. It's a bigger product. So there's all these things that you, as an advanced seller, will start thinking of ways to use the tool. That's what we built it for flexibility. It is a complicated topic. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. We had to add the technicalities because they're there. They're there. Amazon put them there. We needed to put them there. But we've made it so user-friendly after you get used to it that you can just put the information in, and don't worry, it won't go overweight. Don't worry, it won't go oversized. Don't worry, it'll stay in the pallet. Don't worry, it won't go over the pallet. It'll do everything that it can do for you not to have to think.
Yeah.
You just need to make better decisions for your business. That's all. And like you said, with the other software companies, I feel the same. I support all those people. You know, I going through a tech build for 2.5 years. I know what it's like to build tech now. It's quite challenging, and to build stuff like that for Amazon is challenging. But ShipSavvy is not on the market for Amazon sellers. There's nothing like this where you can just plug something in. It's Amazon thresholds to help people. I'm passionate about logistics. I know it will help people, and that's why I love the project that I fell into. You know. That's it.
The thing is, I know that you genuinely mean that, because even though we haven't met, I feel like I know you really like very well.
We've spoken a lot of times. You know me, and I know you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to I did want to say that after this conversation, I definitely feel like if I thought I knew a lot, I definitely don't know as much as I thought I knew. And now I'm going to like really go through all of your educational videos that you have in there as well, because it made me think halfway through, like, wait, I could be doing this or I could be doing that as well. And that could be that without being forced to buy a tool or something like that I wouldn't have thought about. You know what? I probably would have thought about it, but not done it. because
Who's got the time?
you know
Who's
what
got
I
the
mean?
time to try and work all this out?
That's
I'm not going to
exactly
sit.
the thing.
You're
I
putting
don't have the
content.
time.
You've got your son. You've got your husband. You're putting content out. You like
Managing everything.
I know your
Yeah.
gig's hard. And who's got the time to now go and look at this? Are you serious? Like, no way. But it's a 5-minute job now.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
Jamie,
Thank you.
where can people how can we find Ship Savvy?
So shipsavvy.com is the website. You can go there, check it all out. There's heaps of information on the landing page and all that sort of stuff, the pricing and the size tiers, and the subscription tiers and all that.
Let's spell it out for the
stuff.
people that don't know how you spell savvy for whatever reason.
There you go. Ship Savvy, 1V. I know it's got 2 V's. It's plain words. Ship Savvy, SHIPSAVVY.com. You can go there, check it out. We do have a discount. I don't know if you want me to tell about that or whatever.
Yep, you can. We have on Seller Sessions, we don't do any affiliation. This is not, we don't get any affiliation for this. So it's, but we're happy to give discounts to our viewers.
We've only been live for like 3 weeks. As Sharon said, we've been doing this for 2.5 years and we've only been live for 3 weeks, but we've got a deal running till the end of the year. If you select the yearly pro plan, you get it's 30% off the monthly plan. So if you select yearly, you get another 10% off and you get 20 tokens, but we're going to give you another 20 tokens. You get an email with a coupon with another 20 tokens. So you have 40 tokens, so many tokens. You can optimize your whole business and play in there on us. You know what I mean? So the coupon code is SS10 off. So if you go to the yearly pro plan, purchase that, put in SS10 off, you get 10% off the whole year and you'll get an email with 20 free tokens.
Amazing. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can reach out to me through the Endgame Network, Ship Savvy Facebook group. Happy to receive DMs as well. I don't mind answering people and helping people wherever I can. If you go to the Ship Savvy page, there's a support email too. If you want to write us an email, we can help. There's my wife and my business partner, and we've got a team helping with the software too. So whatever you need, reach out however you like.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jamie, thank you so much. I am excited about Ship Savvy. I'm excited about your 2022 as well.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be an amazing year for you. And I'll have you and Michael as well on in a couple of months or so. We can catch up on other things as well. We can maybe go into, as you bring out new things for Ship Savvy as well, we can introduce them to the industry as well. I love you guys and support you a lot. And thank you for coming on and for everything that you do for our industry, because not many people give as much as you and Michael as well to the industry. So good on you as well.
Feelings are mutual. Thank you everybody for the time. Whoever watched the whole show, appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Isabella will be back on Monday and Danny will be back on Tuesday, and I will see everyone next Thursday. And thank you, Jamie. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, can find me on the Sharon Evan YouTube channel or my Facebook group, Amazon FBA Alphas, and I will see you all next week. Thanks, Jamie.